Hello students, Logan Phillips or Professor P. In this video we'll be talking about your guided projects. Specifically we'll be working on Word 2019 in practice guided project 3-1. I'm going to open up our Simnet environment, or if you're one of my students who would have followed this from your Blackboard course, you will come to the basic environment that you've seen multiple times at this point. We have our download link, which gives us our start file. We have our instructions in the middle. Again, I strongly encourage you to print these out and keep them with you as we work through this. And of course, where we'll be uploading and grading our file. So let's start off with downloading our start file, opening it up, enable editing, and of course we do that extra step of saving to our desktop. So save as file desktop, leave the name the same, and let it go. Alright, so starting off, I am unable to zoom in like I normally do until we get through these reviews. That is a side effect of how Microsoft Office is programmed, so we'll deal with it as we need. Alright, so we have the document open. Let's open up our instruction file. Now I'm going to move this to my left screen. I am doing a dual screen system. This allows me to work through it without having something in front of me or having to reference it. So if you see me looking back and forth, that's what we're about. Alright, so in this lesson we are going to cover a few different skills. We're going to modify username initials, so we're going to be looking at those document properties in the backstage view. We're going to apply different styles to text, insert page breaks, we're going to insert a table of context as well as a cover page. So this really is extremely useful for this type of project for your other classes. So this is really something you're going to be doing in academia, putting cover pages, updating your table of references, and having it update so you don't have to go through and edit things individually over and over again. So if you're taking composition 1 or 2, or if you're doing any type of speech writing, this type of document creation will be extremely valuable to you. And also if you're working in pairs with other people and you're trying to track changes and documents and reviews, or if you're having someone review your document, these are the types of tools that we'll be using inside those types of projects. So let's go ahead and start this. We've already completed steps 1, 2, and we are now working on step 3. We're going to change some basic document properties inside the Microsoft environment so that it's actually registered to your name. We're going to click on the tracking launcher, which is in the review tab. So let's go here to review. Now you can see here in this environment right now, I have different comments from people. I have track changes going on all over the place. All these red lines are changes or modifications that other people have meant. So what has happened is I've taken a document, I've sent it to a buddy to fact check, grammar check, edit as they need. They've sent it back to me with their comments, and now I have to review and check their comments to see if there's anything there I want to keep. So let's go to Review tab, Tracking Group. So it's right here. And then we are going to open the Track Changes dialog box. And inside the Track Changes dialog box, we are going to change what? We're going to change the username. So we'll go down to the bottom here. We're going to change our username. This is going to bring up your Word options, which is also in a setting menu you can get to from File Backstage View. But we're going to change here in the Personalize Your Copy of Microsoft Office. I want you to put your name in and your initials. And then I want you to click the always use these values regardless of who signs into Office. So these are going to be modified to your specific information, whatever you want to put in there. And then we're going to hit OK. And with that, we have finished step 3. And so why we did that is if we go through here and make changes or modifications and I send it back to another person to review again, all my modifications, all my changes will be tracked to specifically my name. This is helpful especially if you're using a corporation computer where multiple people might be logging in. It just makes sure that everything's tagged to you instead of random people. Now let's go to step 4. We're going to display the reviewing pane and reject changes. So we're going to click on the Display for Review drop-down list, which is on the Review tab, Tracking Group. So we come here to the reviewing pane. We're going to open that up. Now they do want it on your left side if yours is up on top. So if yours looks like this, at the bottom or the top, just do that drop-down menu and switch it to vertical on the left-hand side. All right, let's go ahead and click there. And we're going to go from here, and we're going to find where Hasmik Kumar deleted television or teleweb courses. So these are all the changes hooked to these people's names that made document modifications. We're looking for the very specific one. We got this Hasmik Kumar deleted this section. We want that section back. So we're going to right click on this and we are going to choose to reject changes. reject deletion, I'm sorry. And you can see here that actually put in a whole new section back into the document that was originally there. We're going to right click on the deletion of, okay, we're taking care of that. And then we're going to close down our review pane. So we'll go here to the top right hand corner and close that down. All right, we have now finished step 4, moving to step 5. Next, we're going to accept some changes. So this individual editor has modified some things that we like. So we want to accept his modifications and get rid of these types of pop-ups. So we're going to place the insertion point at the top of the document. Now to do that, I'm going to click anywhere, then hit Control button and Home at the same time. I could also have clicked left right next to the online learning, but I wanted to make sure it's at the top. Underneath my review tab, I'm going to go to Changes. I'm going to hit the Next button. And I can see it's highlighted the entire document. That's because in this modification, they actually changed, I believe, the margins. So we're going to choose to, were we rejecting or accepting? We're going to accept this. So Review tab, Changes, Accept. Okay. And we're going to accept the next one. So let's go to Next, hit Accept. And then we're going to go ahead and modify and accept all of these and just jump through. So let's go down here to Accept button. We're going to hit our drop down menu and we're going to accept all changes. So we've got all the changes in here that's been modified. We're good to go. And with that, we've done all of step 5. And we're going to make sure that this track changes button is closed. So you might have had that on. If you do, just click on and modification off. All right, we're on to step 6. We're going to reply to a comment, resolve a comment, and delete a comment. So you see here we have these comment sections. It looks like we have 2 of them. So we're going to deal with this first one, applying heading 1 style to each heading, which he has made a comment. All right. So let's start off with going to the very front of the page, Document, Control, Home. So we're back with the cursor at the very beginning. We're going to go to our Review tab. We're going to go into Comments. We're going to hit Next. We can see the first comment is what I just said. Apply heading 1 to style bold. We're going to choose to reply to this comment. Now, when you're looking at these instructions, it is incredibly important to do them exactly as it's written. So this one says done with an exclamation mark. It's all in red with an uppercase D. So when I reply to this, I have to put in done exclamation mark with an uppercase D. And then we're going to hit resolve. So you can see this is now grayed out. That means I've answered his comment. We're completely done with it. We're moving on. Okay, next we're going to hit the next button, go to our next comment. And for this particular comment, it looks like we don't like it, we don't care about it. We're going to say no, we don't care. So we're going to come to our review tab, go to comments, and we're going to hit the top half, not the drop down, and just delete that comment. All right. Next, we're going to click on the Display for Review drop-down, so we can see here in our Review tab, we have the information right here that we're looking for, and we're going to select No Markup. So we're going to show from all markup to no markup, so getting rid of those little review statement pieces on the sides. And with that, we can actually should be able to zoom in, but it's still not going to let me. I'm not sure why it's not letting me zoom in. All right. We are now done with step 6. We're going to move into step 7. We're going to add document properties. So let's go to our backstage view. And we all know that file brings us to our backstage view. We're going to go down into the bottom, or into info now. I know that it says document properties. They updated Microsoft Office to change that to document info. And we're going to come to the right hand side. We're going to show all properties. So these are the properties we're going to modify as needed. We're going to change a few pieces. We're going to add the title, and we're going to put it in exactly as it's written to online learning plan, making sure everything's spelled, all the punctuation. We're going to find company. We're going to name it Sierra Pacific Community College District. Again, making sure that we spell everything correctly, uppercase is where it's uppercased, and any punctuation. We're going to choose manager, and let's find out where manager is. Oh, manager, there we go. And we're going to type in Hasmik Kumar. And make sure we spell, again, everything as it's written. All right, so we have manager Hasmik Kumar, we have company Sierra Pacific Community College, and we have online learning plan as our document title. Let's go back into the document, so let's go hit the back button. We're back here. All right, we're on now to step 8. We're going to go to the first page of the document. We're going to select online learning plan. And from here, we're going to go into our styles like we did in the chapter 2. We're going to choose a title for that. Then we're going to select the Sierra Pacific Community College, and we'll do a subtitle. So let's select all that line and hit subtitle in the home tab styles grouping. And I'm just looking, there we go, subtitle. Now for all our big ones, the ones in bold, we're going to do that a heading style 1. So let's go through and do that. Heading 1, heading 1, heading 1. Now the reason we are doing this, and remember there's multiple pages. Okay, and I believe we got all the big titles, so let's go to the next one down, is because once we enter a navigation for this, and these are going to be heading 2s. So all subheadings, anything that's underlined. So we're going to ignore these bolds. We're going to do just the subheadings. Okay, to heading 2s. Make sure we get all the underlined ones. Heading 2, heading 2, and heading 2. All right, I believe I have everything. Now, it said only underlined, so I'm leaving these hybrid, or these bolded ones not as a heading 2. That might bite me in the butt. We'll check on it a little bit, make sure they didn't do anything correct once we submit the document. So we got those. Okay. All right, so the reason we did this is because it's going to allow us a navigation pane. So we're going to start getting to that. We're going to insert a table of contents. So we're going to go to the first point in the main heading. So online learning plan, purpose of the plan. We're going to go in front of purpose of the plan, right in front of the P, put in our cursor, and we're going to hit Control Enter. This is breaking into a second page. And that gives us a blank space here that we can do our navigation. We're going to go to the first page of the new document after the subtitle. So go after the subtitle, we're going to hit enter. And then we're going to click on the table of contents button, which is in the reference tab, table of contents, and we're going to enter into a table of contents, and we are going to choose automatic table 2. Now notice that all of my highlighted purpose of the plans are my big section headers, and any of my lower section headers, what research, are now subheaders. So we have titles of the chapters and then subtitles inside the chapters. Now anything I update in this document, if I change something else to a subheader or whatnot, it will automatically update to this. Now we're going to select the words table of contents in the table, and we're going to do a font color drop down. We're going to select automatic. So for this, I'm just going to right click it, bring it up here. We're going to do an automatic color. And if you happen to have a blank line between table of contents and purpose of the plan, just go ahead and delete that. All right, with that, we're done with step 9. Moving on to step 10. We're going to go to the second page of the document and position the insertion point after Web Enhanced Course. So let's find Web Enhanced Course. So right after that, before the dash. And now we're going to enter footnotes. So when we're working with research papers, sometimes we have to clarify our meanings, we have to clarify our dictionaries, we have to clarify our reference points. So we can actually add in subheaders and footnotes, those type of things, to be able to get that information across. So with it inserted behind the Web Enhanced Courses before the dash, we're going to click on the Insert Footnote button, which is on your Reference tab, Footnotes group. So Reference tab, Insert Footnote. Notice that it now dropped a little number there, and we're down the subheader right here. We're going to type exactly as it says. This is a non-OL course that uses OL tools, and don't forget that period. For many, OL is a term that you may not know. It means online learning, especially for this. So we really need to clarify that as well. So we're now going to go into the insertion point after OL, and now this point that many students make a mistake in, they try to put it right here underneath online courses, underneath in the section of definition of online modules, but where your sub footer or your footer needs to be is actually underneath purpose of plan, and next to that OL before the closing parentheses. Okay. No, I'm sorry, right after the closing parentheses. And we're going to do that insert footer again, and we're going to type in online learning is referred to as OL throughout this report. So that just tells the people, if they're reading this, that if they see OL, that means online learning. Gives us a nice little footer. Now with that, we're done with step 10. We're now going to move to step 11. We're going to modify the footnote and the number format. So let's go click on the footnotes launcher, open dialog footnotes. So we're going to come over here to our reference tab, footnotes, open up that dialog box launcher. And we're going to change this to a numbered format drop-down list, and we're going to select I. So right now we're numbered. We're going to change that to the 1, 2, 3, 4 down, I. And we're going to apply it. And now we are done with step 11. So just again, it's a preference. Sometimes you use numbers, sometimes you use letters, sometimes you use symbols, sometimes you use eyes. It's just however you want to run your document. But for this one, we're going to use those eyes. So we're on step 12. We're going to place your insertion point at the beginning of the document. So again, we're going to hit our control home, going to the very first page, first cursor location. We're going to click on the footer button. So we're going to go to insert footer. So let's go insert header and footer. And we're going to choose footer button. And we're going to select edit footer. We're going to make a custom footer here. So typically in a footer, you can have things like your document properties, or you can have a page number, or the date that automatically updates to the last time you edited the thing. It's really a variety of pieces. But for us, we're going to make a custom one here with a few different document properties. All right, the first one is we're going to do a document info. We're going to insert the document title. So under header and footer special tab or special ribbon, we're going to go into quick info or insert. We're going to go document info, drop it down, document property, and we're going to choose document title. There we go. That's just your document title right here. And then we're going to put our space bar one time and then hit tab. That's going to allow us to go, okay, space bar one time, tab. I'm backing that up because it messed up a little bit. There we go. I'm sorry. Instead of spacebar, I should have hit the right arrow, which unselects that, then or hit tab, and that's going to give us into the center location of our tab stop. And you can see here, right after 3 1/4 or so, we have our first tab stop, which is our middle of the document. Here we're going to put in another document property, and for this we're going to choose the, where are we at? Company. So let's go document property, document info, document property, and we're choosing company. Okay, again we're going to right arrow once, hit tab, and we're now in the right hand assigned tab stop. And from here, we're going to insert a special one. I believe we're going to do a page number, and we're going to do current position, and we're going to select bold numbers from the drop-down list. So let's do page number. We're going to do current position, and this is inside your header and footer tab, inside your header and footer grouping, custom position, and we're going to choose bold If I have it, I don't know that I have bold. All right. Bold numbers from the drop-down list. We have plain numbers and no bold. So looks like we had an update from these instructions. I may be able to get some more from online. Nope, no online content available. So let's just go ahead and do plain numbers and highlight it and go home and bold the sucker. Let's go back to that header and footer ribbon. Okay. Next, we're going to select all the text in the header and footer. So I'm going to hit my N button. And then I'm going to hit my Shift Home, which will select everything in my header and footer. And I'm going to change this to a 10-point font. So Home tab, font grouping, 10 point. So everything in the footer is now a 10 point. And with that, we need one little piece. We're going to click the Close Header and Footer. So let's go up to Header and Footer and hit Close Header and Footer. All right, we are now done with step 12. Moving on to step 13, we're going to insert a page break. We're going to position the insertion point before the last subheading of, what was the last subheading? How are courses programs selected for online learning? So let's find how are faculty, what are students, how are courses and programs selected for online learning delivery. So we got that situated before the last subheading. Then we're going to hit a page break. So we're going to do Control and Enter. So just splitting that how are courses and programs selected for online learning up to the second page or the third page. All right, with that, we've done step 13. Let's move into step 14, and we are almost finished with this project. So we're going to place our insertion point at the top of the document again, so Control Home. We are back to the front. And with that, we're going to click on the Cover Page button, which is on the Insert tab, Pages Grouping. So let's go up to the Insert tab. We're going to find our Pages grouping. You can see symbols, text, header, comments, links, media, add-ons, illustration, pages. And we're going to choose a cover page, and we're going to find a specific cover page. We're looking for the retrospect, which for me is this orange one right here. All right, so we now have a nice cover to our document. We have, I've forgotten the dadgum name of it, a table of contents for the document, and everything's aligned to update automatically, so we can change things around very quickly here. With that, we're going to click on the subtitle document, and we're going to click on the field head title. So we're actually clicking the word subtitle. We're going to go ahead and delete that. We're going to click on the author control and delete that as well. So come down here. We're going to choose author, select that, delete it. And we're going to confirm the insertion point is the blank line where author field was deleted. Yep, it's completely gone. We're going to do the Quick Parts button, Insert tab, and we're going to do a Document Property Manager. So Insert tab, Quick Part, Documents, and we're going to do Document Property and Manager is what we're looking for. So this is your Insert tab in your text grouping, Quick Parts, Document Properties, Company. You can see the Sierra Pacific Community College is labeled as the company now. We're going to apply a bold font to this, so I'm actually going to click on the word company again. I'm going to go to my Home tab, Font Grouping, and hit bold. And then we're going to type www.spccd in the address link. So let's come down here to company address, and let's type in that, www.spccd.edu. And you can see that that is actually all capital, so I'm going to hit on that address word, highlighting the whole field. And we don't want everything capital here, so we're going to actually change that. We're going to go to the font dialog box launcher, open up that. You can see here it's all in caps right now, so let's unselect all caps and hit OK. So now everything's back to small case, much easier. Next, we're going to select the address document field, so let's go here to address, if we can find it. Oh, I'm sorry, we've already done that step. So we are now done with step 14. Your page should look like this. You have an online learning plan, no subtitle, no author, and a lowercase address with the web address. On step 15, we're going to go ahead and update this table of contents since we have changed things around. So we're going to click on our table of contents, we're going to choose to update, and we're going to update entire table. Okay. You can also go, if you don't like that process, go into the reference tab. We're going to go to table of contents. We're going to click on the update table, have it pop up, update entire table, and do it again. So there are two different ways to do that. You can either do it from the menu that's on it or from the reference tab going from there. We're going to hit OK, finish with that. We're now on to step 16. We're going to save and upload this, see if we made any mistakes, and then fix those that are made. So let's just go hit save in the top left-hand corner. We're going to then upload this to the web. So let's scroll back up. And we're going to choose that document. So I believe it's Logan.Phillips Online Learning Plan. And again, we're looking at our information here on the right side, the view. We're making sure everything looks appropriate. Yep, looks like something I actually edited, not the original starting document. Yes, submit the file, and let's see if we made any mistakes. And the one I can imagine us making is that bold page number, since I didn't actually have that anymore. Yep, and cover page does not have the manager document property. So we got everything else, but we did miss the manager document property. So let's just open it back up. All right, and let's open those instructions. I think that was pretty close to the very end. We came here. Here we go. So we're looking at step 14G is where we made our mistake. So on 14G, we're going to click Parts, Insert Text Group, select Document Property, and select Manager. All right. Okay, so basically all we want to do is put in a manager here. So let's go ahead and insert. Let's go here. Let's go Quick Parts, Document Property, and Manager. So we got Hazamik Kumar, Syria Pacific. That should fix everything. Let's save it and upload and see that 100%. So we're going to upload. Again, it was underneath Logan Phillips. Online Learning Plan. Double checking our work. Open document. And we're at 100%. I guess, so that's all it took. Where we deleted the author, we actually replaced that with manager. That was the error we made, and that was right here above Sierra Pacific. But past that, if you follow our instructions, we got 96 on the first try and 100% with a quick edit. All right, guys, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, I am your professor. I'm here to help. Gladly walk you through anything I can. Reach out to me, Logan.Phillips1 at tulsacc.edu. Otherwise, have a very good night. Have a fruitful day. Bye, guys.